This is the Doctor bringing you Duskers, a space survival game where you play as the operator of a fleet of drones exploring the universe after some sort of calamity had hit all of human civilization and everyone else is dead except for you and your drones. And your goal in the game is to explore other spaceships and just survive. Now, I won't be doing the playthrough of this game from the complete beginning. This is a new run, and I've already unlocked all the enemy types in the game. So, but it is a new run with new drones. I have 3 drones and a couple of modules on these drones, which will help me explore and survive. Like these ships that I'm going to explore. So I'm doing this as a break from Battle Brothers since there's an expansion coming out, and quite frankly, I have very little motivation to play until that expansion comes out. Because like, who knows what could change from that expansion? Like growing spec could completely be nerfed, which it should be. Quick hands could be nerfed, or it may not be. Who knows? Like, and who knows what other changes there might be, or what the new origins are going to be like. So I want to do something a little different. I don't want to be burned out when the expansion comes out, because I definitely want to do a playthrough. So I'll do this as a little break, and this won't be a complete series. There are, in theory, like objectives for you to do, but you don't really, I don't think you have to do it. This is how you beat the game. You complete all the objectives, I think. I'm making good progress on most of these. I even completed one of the 5 like quests, as it were. But the core of this game is just exploring, surviving, and dealing with the various ships and their hazards, and like every ship is its own little puzzle. So you can really pick this game up, play for a couple ships, and then put it down. And there's no, you don't have to like plan that far ahead or anything. Everything's like a self-contained mission, which I like very much. So without further ado, why don't we just go ahead and get started and see what this game is like. It's also got a unique control system as far as modern games go, modern Steam games, I guess, where I'm just gonna go ahead and board this, but you control pretty much everything through the keyboard, and you can enter console commands. All right, so this ship looks like a stable ship. It's 194 years old, and it's a private luxury vessel, and we don't really know anything. So right now, as you can see, our drones are here in our ship, docked with this spaceship. And if you press like 1, 2, or 3, you can see your drones. And every drone has like a slightly different interface. Like drone number 1 is red, 2 is yellow, and 3 is green. I guess not interface, these are cameras. And you can't control those. Those just appear to me to be randomized. Every drone has a number of modules to help out. You always start with a gather to gather resources, generator to power the ship, and then tow. And the unique part is this console. You can type help to figure out all the different controls. You can, for example, I know there's a control called status, which tells me information about the ship. And unfortunately, I do not know how many infestation types, like how many different types of enemies. There are 4 different types of enemies, and they are all unique. Like, they can all be tricky to deal with. There are things called macros where you can chain commands together. So, for example, the game gives you this macro called begin. And it is real time. Once you hit begin, like a clock, a soft timer starts on the back end, depending on like how dangerous the infestations are. So they can grow more dangerous with time, and depending on the ship, like it could disintegrate. Like This ship is stable, so it probably won't have a lot of problems, but other ships can be very hazardous and they'll start breaking down. So once you hit begin, you have to really think about the mission. So why don't we go ahead and begin? Let's just see how it goes. So begin is a macro, and it sends... Oh, I forgot to mention, I set the difficulty to like the most difficult possible. Or not the absolute most difficult, but there are certain things like I set it to show the enemies red reticles around enemies. But the big thing is the scrape, which is like money in this game, or scrap, and upgrades. Like I make them break faster and there's fewer resources. So these two means that resources are very tight in this game. You have to be careful with it. So I think, I guess the airlock confirmation thing, I guess it's harder. I'll show you what that means, but I've messed that up so often. I just like, I want to play with that. All right, anyway, let's go back to the game. So drone 2 will power this, and I have drone 1 to explore a little bit. You can type the GA or gather command to gather the scrap on the floor. And then, all right, let's power the generator. And this is the ship. We can see there are several rooms. Now, your starting rooms are always safe. You always get 2 rooms that are safe to start with. But you don't know what else is in those other rooms. That could be very dangerous. So let's move drone number 3 with a motion sensor into this room here. I'm gonna turn on the motion sensor by typing motion. All right, room 5 has something dangerous. The red means there's a moving enemy. But room 10 is absolutely, or door 10, room 4 is absolutely safe. Vents can be dangerous, by the way. Enemies can spawn from there. So rather than even figure out what the enemy is, because those enemies are super dangerous, I'm not gonna mess with them. I'm gonna open door 4, and the enemy will eventually go over to room 4, as you can see. Now, room 5 is perfectly safe to explore. And I found every ship, every space station, whatever, has this thing, a fuel depot. And you want to always try to find it, if at all possible, to gather fuel. That's how you keep going in this game. Like, you need fuel to survive. All right, so room 6 is yellow, meaning I don't know if there's an enemy or not, but I can just open door 8 and wait like 10 seconds or 20 seconds. If there's something in room 6, eventually it'll go to room 5. There's a type of enemy, by the way, you can't see with the motion sensor, but 1 out of the 4 types of enemies. So I'm gonna open door 2, and that I thought I turned the airlock thing to make me confirm it, but I guess not. All right, so I've left door 8 open for quite a while. Nothing's going on. Room 6 is almost certainly safe, but we can play a little carefully, just in case. But it should be safe. I left it open for so long. There's nothing here. All right, so we're done. You can do, there's a command called N. It's a macro that will move all your drones back to the ship. And then voila. This is a very simple vessel. So there's only 1 type of enemy. I don't even know what it was, and quite frankly, I don't care what it was. Collected a little bit of fuel, 2 scrap. All right, that was a fine starting mission. Very quick. Now, there are going to be much bigger ships and more dangerous places to go. So let's head on to the next one. You can tell what's dangerous or not based on the class. A is the biggest, then B, then C. So C was a very small ship. This one's a government B, so that'll probably be bigger. I'm gonna hit T to travel there. You'll see that there is this propulsion. That's the amount of fuel I have in the system. And it's 6 out of 6, so when I travel there, it's 5 out of 6. I use a little bit of fuel to travel. I didn't get any drones or any other modules from this, so let's just begin. Now this time, I know for a fact there are 2 infestation types. So because of that, we're gonna have to be a little careful. And we got an audio log. This is how the game tells its story. Communication with control is down. The stress signal received indicates a viral or system-based attack. Something, communication before transit. Scale could not be determined. Initiate being silent running. Sending all of communication. Location will be blocked. No further action will be taken until resolution achieved. So when you wake up in this world and you start, there's like 5 theories of what could have gone wrong with the universe and why everyone else is dead. One of which is there's a pandemic. This game was created, I think, back in 2015, so it's not a commentary on real-world events. But, you know, some sort of super pandemic that's a space-based disease. Alright, so now this is interesting. This is a much tougher ship, as you can see. There are 2 infestation types. Let's hit motion here. That's rough. I don't know whether the rooms nearby are safe or not. So let's hit a motion over here with, okay, room 4 is safe. That's good to know. I'm gonna move over here. There's a vent, that's not great. So now what we have to do is very carefully open each one of these and see what happens. Like whether anything shows up in room 4. I will say, because I know all 4 enemies, there's one type of enemy that you can hear, and I don't hear that one type of enemy right now. I think in theory you can hear at least 3 out of 4, but one type is super obvious. Okay, this seems that safe. So I'm gonna open door 11, take a look. All right, door 11, E10. This ship, when I powered it on, I couldn't see everything. So what this tells me is that, okay, I can hear that enemy now. I'm gonna close D10. That buzzing sound is one of the enemy that you can hear. I'm gonna open D11 and D4. And that buzzing sound, it's called a swarm, is one of the most dangerous enemies in the game, and they can come out of the vents. Something to keep in mind. I heard it. Like, I heard that sound. Okay, okay. Let's open D10 and put the thing in D10. Oh, close D. Oh, never mind. Okay, it went back to D4. All right, all right. So I know where it's from. It's behind D4. We'll keep D10 open for a little bit and see if there's anything in this room. Like, there could be enemies behind both D10 and D4. We know for a fact there's an enemy behind D4. Like that is an absolutely incontrovertible fact. I'm gonna wait 10 more seconds. Those swarms can take a while. There's a type of enemy that slowly spreads through a ship called slime, so you can't like take infinite amount of time to wait, but I'm gonna assume it's safe. Like, we have to move. Ah! Okay. Alright, this drone is dead. There's nothing I can do. I guess this run is over. Ah, there's the door 3 that was open. That's not true. It's not over. I can move the enemy into D11 or room 5 and flag it. It's not over. It's not over. Alright, we're gonna use this drone. I know there's something behind D4. Okay, there's another power here. It's not over. Losing that drone sucked a lot, but we can recover. Ah! How did... Oh, the vent! Alright, well, this run has ended super fast, as you can see. Alright, well, we'll be doing another run. It's time to reset. How did, I'm just thinking, like, I knew about the vent, and I knew I had to move fast. What could I have done to survive? I could have assumed there was a door there behind D6. Like, the rooms with the vents are just so dangerous. I don't know. I could have just abandoned and not tried to loot this ship. That's the other thing I could have done. Oh well. Thank you for watching. Until next time.